This week we've got Jussie Smollett update.
He's French?
Smollett.
Smollett or Smollett?
Smollett. Krispy Kreme Nazis and creepy acting outrage.
You're putting the Jussie Smollett in a weekend.
I didn't put it there.
Damn.
Jess and Tiff did.
We could talk about this for days.
I know. I actually think
There's so much information
that it deserves like its own article, but because it's a follow-up to a JK story that we've already done, I think that's why they want to put in a weekend scramble. So I'm gonna try to like.
But the follow-up is so huge, though.
I know, and I think there's gonna be more follow-up. So maybe you'll get another.
I'm so uncomfortable about the story.
Yeah.
I know.
About it.
I mean,
You're an actor.
I wanted him to go to jail.
Hell yeah. A lot of people
on his family
did.
a little bit. I got,
Because
you know.
he fucked it up for a lot of minorities.
Yes.
By saying like.
Two minorities.
All minorities. He pissed off everybody.
LGBT,
And he pissed off white people. He pissed off everybody.
No, like that's what I'm saying. But what if one of us actually go through a hate crime or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, right, you fucking Jussie Smollett. Yeah, and I'm like, man, it's true. It happened.
But they dropped all the charges, so what happened?
Oh, so explain it.
Okay, so there is a video that explains the original story if you want to go see it. We talked about it on JK News, but basically Jussie Smollett tried to say that some MAGA supporters, some Trump supporters put a noose around his neck and were like, it's MAGA country, and they
Chemicals in his
on him.
face.
Later we find out that the attackers were people that
His
Jussie
friends,
Smollett knew, his friends that he actually wrote a check to for $3,500, and they were
Each or just
African American.
together? By itself? They're Nigerian.
Together.
They're Nigerian.
And he claims that was for personal trainers, but basically he didn't even say that he knew the attackers.
Exactly.
Like, you know, he was claiming that he got attacked by MAGA people who were like, that's MAGA country. Okay, they're African American, by the way. So yeah, he was using that.
They're Nigerian, actually.
Oh, well, this article's wrong then. They're Nigerian. They're not white, is the thing.
Yeah.
Which is a picture that I think he was trying to portray, as he said he got bleached poured on
The way
him.
they got caught is that they were buying all the materials, like the rope.
Scripts,
and all
they
that
said,
stuff.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, scripts and stuff. So, but how did they get?
So-
he's still saying it's.
Yeah, there were 16
Fake
charges
news.
against him, and the police, the Chicago police, had a ton of evidence that were painting this picture that he actually was, arranged the whole
Like
thing.
undeniable evidence.
Yeah. Yes, undeniable evidence, and they say the motive was so that he could get more of a paycheck because he wasn't satisfied with the $65,000 a week he was getting paid.
Oh, you
on
fucking
Empire. So he thought maybe if I have more of a name, exactly.
65,000
A week.
Only.
That's beautiful.
Only
That's so
65,000.
beautiful.
So all of a sudden,
You guys down to kick my ass?
Absolutely.
but not if we have any association or cameras.
I think there's gotta be a amount of money that you're not considered a minority anymore after you make a certain amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're now in this elite.
65,000 a week is pretty there.
Is there?
Yeah, but you're not.
But the show could get canceled, like, and then it goes from 65 to 0.
You're in the minority of rich
There's
people.
no there's no downgrade.
You're a privileged minority, is what it is.
Yeah, but Empire's
Exactly.
popping. But now, why did they drop all the?
So basically, the Chicago prosecutors, the state prosecutors that had all these charges against him, just dropped the case out of nowhere. Like dropped
They
the charges
sealed the case.
out of nowhere. Yeah, they sealed it so you can't even go into it. And they really
That's a bullshit.
they offered like no explanation for it either. Basically, they
What?
Rich privilege.
Yeah, the mayor of Chicago is infuriated.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck? Because everyone basically got blindsided. So the police.
And who was the judge that said this was okay?
It doesn't say the judge's name,
How
but
does this
it
work?
basically they brokered a deal behind everyone's back. So the lawyers of Jussie Smollett came up with a deal behind everyone's back. The police force didn't even know about it because they were in the middle of a police graduation when the news broke. So they found out about it like after everybody else, and they were super pissed, rightfully so. Jussie did agree to give up $10,000.
$10,000. That's it.
Which was nothing compared to the amount of money they spent on the police force, the investigation.
They forfeit that bail to the city of
they
Chicago.
But he's like, that's basically a smack in the face because you're.
They spent way more.
Yeah, they spent so much of the city's money on investigating this case because they were like, this is a real hate crime. So they want to stop hate crimes, and they put a bunch of the city's resources into finding out.
But does that make you
what
feel
happened.
like what he was saying is true or not true?
Who was saying?
Jussie.
Jussie? Not true, because why would you give up $10,000 if you're still innocent? And he maintains that he's still innocent and being like, see,
But why would they drop all the
charges.
charges?
Nobody knows. And so the only
You can't even get into the files to go back into the evidence because they fucking shut
they sealed it.
And so it's so skeptical right now too, because it's so funny because even the prosecutor who dropped the charges stated publicly, he is not innocent. Like, I do not believe he is
Like, I
innocent.
still think he did
But
what he
then
did.
how would they let him off like that?
Yeah, so
that's the craziest thing.
The only explanation.
He's not that rich.
That's what I was just
ain't
saying.
getting you that kind of privilege. That's like $1 billion man privilege.
Yeah, like he's not important.
That's like
how does he get
Coca-Cola
this
money.
clout?
Because the crazy thing is like, there's not a single person, even the prosecutor doesn't think that this motherfucker is innocent, but after this, he comes out, he goes, I knew I was innocent this whole, nobody said you were innocent.
Nobody
dude.
thinks you're innocent.
And he went out and he started taking selfies with his fans.
Yeah. I mean, there's still a small group that is like, hey, congrats and stuff. But the only explanation the prosecutors gave was that they go after violent criminals and they just didn't think that Jussie was a violent person.
Yeah.
So he did some community service.
He is violent. Cause like no fucking normal person in their right mind does shit like that. That is not.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to a degree, like, check this out. In a law thing, he did a crime against himself, right? A lot of hoopla around it, that's bullshit. But, like, at the end of the day, he didn't assault nobody or no one that assaulted him. Like, who's pressing the...
Well, he did commit a crime because it's fraudulent. It's you wasted police resources.
Yeah.
To try
And cry wolf.
You did. I mean, it is fraudulent, but he didn't tell the police to, like, use all these resources. He was just...
He did.
He walked into the police
Called the
station.
police.
Yeah.
And then he just didn't know that they were going to do so much investigating. They
He's
took
an
his
idiot.
phone.
That's why I said, if you're gonna do that, you can't do that in Chicago. You gotta be like in some small town with like 3 police guys and police force. Be like, oh yeah, like last night.
Or just never fucking.
I mean, never do it.
Yeah.
I don't even know why. Who would think that was a good idea?
So the mayor's pissed because he's like, not only did you use all these resources, but you also dragged Chicago's name. Like we have like a bunch of racist
Chicago's
hate
not
crime
cool
stuff
about
here,
that.
and like
Chicago don't
they're
play that.
already dealing with that and trying to like solve those problems and get rid of hate crimes. And like here he is like perpetuating them basically.
Shitbag.
But one silver lining is that he could still face federal charges because the FBI and the U.S. Postal Service are still continuing to probe into this letter that
U.S. Postal Service.
yeah, because remember when he sent a letter to himself?
Oh.
Him of sending the letter to himself. So he got a letter with some white powder in it, which turned out to be like crushed Tylenol or something. But it was like,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
and it said in like magazine cutout letters.
Oh my god.
Dye
In the
black.
90s? What the
So
fuck?
this fool saw the Batman movie with Val Kilmer. He fucking got the cut out. He was like, I'm gonna do that.
Did all? I mean, don't you think that could be mental health problems?
I know.
If he did,
Clearly.
Psycho. And then in the return address it just said MAGA. Like,
Oh my God.
the villainiest villain of MAGA people.
See, I hope they jump in.
But I'm like,
so-
what would I talked to some other like friends of mine in the industry that we all kind of like around it and we know a lot of the, whatever. We're all kind of connected, right? And actors of color, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we're like, why would he do this? Like, how
He's a
famous
selfish-
do you want to like? What we've all, we all in the industry and everyone's on the chase for like paper and fame and fortune. And all, whatever. It's part of the psyche of everyone coming to Hollywood, but to this degree.
Bless you.
He's just a crazy person. Is really what it is.
Yeah.
He's a crazy person.
Yeah.
Did you see his interview where he's like trying to cry and stuff?
No.
He's like, I'm my mother's son, you know?
Basically,
Like,
he's
don't bring your mom into this, you shitbag.
I would not be my mother's son if I did a drop of what I've been accused of.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's like,
Does anybody believe him anymore?
but if you go through all these auditions, you're telling me you haven't met the most craziest human beings that are actors and actresses? Like they're fucking off.
Actors are fucking batshit
Industry
crazy.
a long time. His family,
You're like one of the most sanest actor that I know.
That's true. You're very down to earth.
Yeah.
Well, because the longer you're in the industry, the more you kind of just understand.
Chill.
Well, you didn't get fucking chewed out and spit out like some of these people.
No, there's a lot. I mean, there's always.
Because you're also a child actor too.
Everyone has like, has
Yeah.
dark.
Everyone has a dark side, but I mean, you're well put together compared to a lot of child actors.
I appreciate that, but you know, shit, anything can happen.
You don't know yet. I ain't dead yet.
I Yeah, I can turn the corner all of a sudden like, damn, Dante done lost his shit.
He's about to stand up. He has no pants. His dick's out. He's like, all right, guys. It's like,
Like he was really chill at one point. Okay, so next story. I'm sure there's going to be more on the Jussie Smollett because, as I said,
still
they're investigating.
confused.
So maybe you'll
I'm
get a full
confused.
video when that comes out.
I think for me, I'm like, well, if it really did happen, and he is innocent. Why don't we catch the real crooks out there?
Right. And
why is no one talking about that?
Who already admitted to being the people that attacked him,
Yeah.
not getting charged at all.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
It's already there.
There's a lot of mystery involved in this case.
This is crazy.
It's all fucked up.
It's really
We're living
weird.
in crazy times. Something happened in time warp and
and
the whole world. The whole world just went crazy.
Well, the original prosecutor, she had to get kicked off the case because an Obama aide reached out to her and they had found out that she was like talking to Smollett's family and all this stuff. So it's just really weird. There's a lot of weird things
Obama
going on.
still has AIDS?
she was off the case and then she was back on the case. It's all weird. It doesn't make any sense.
There's something happening behind closed doors.
Not AIDS, but an aide. He's no longer in the president.
Yeah, but he still got presidential everything though.
Oh, he still got some AIDS?
I think like afterwards, even after you're they're still protected.
Yeah, they get Secret Service for life.
Play by a different set of rules than the
He
rest
ain't
of
even
us.
rich people though.
Yeah, but I'm saying I think
Kennedy.
he has help. I think he has some help from some family, some ties or something.
He's still on the show, right?
No.
Yeah, he
What
got
show?
written off the show
So,
originally when
Jussie.
he was getting charged, but then recently the show tweeted, "See you on Wednesday" with a winky face,
Oh,
and then
fuck
a link to that
that.
article saying all the charges were dropped.
It might not be him, but there's people's jobs on the line for him.
Oh, what a shitbag.
Well, the show's not getting canceled, but yeah. But they're like, yeah, we're happy to find out the news about the charges being dropped.
Crazy.
Why are you stupid? Okay.
Let's talk about Nazi Krispy Kremes, okay?
I love Krispy Kreme.
We should.
Hot ones. The hot ones.
The family that owns Krispy Kremes, and Panera Bread, they recently learned.
There's a family that owns Krispy Kreme? Who's this family?
Well, they bought. It was like a company that owned Panera Bread. They also bought and acquired Krispy Kreme.
Oh, really?
That family that
hella
owns several
rich.
businesses, they learned that their ancestors supported Hitler and used Russian civilians and French prisoners of war as forced laborers when they originally opened their factory.
For Panera Bread?
Old tweets or something?
I don't know.
The Bush family banked the fucking Nazis, so don't worry.
Walt Disney was a fucking supporter.
Well, I think that was a conspiracy, like the Mickey Mouse Nazi cartoon. I heard that was not real.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about the cartoon. I just knew about him with that. But
I've never even heard about that. I heard that he was like a communist or
supporter.
something.
I mean,
And you go
you
back
can't be
far enough.
responsible for 8 generations ago, or I mean, like even just what your grandpa did.
Yeah.
We don't even know what this generation is going to look like 20 years from now. We could be in some really dark stuff where we're going to be like, who supported who?
That's like saying my brother murdered someone, so I should go to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're
it
just
depends,
ashamed.
Depends how.
Because that's a very crazy statement. That's happened like with blacks, you know what I mean? Where white people are like, bro, why are you like blaming me for what my ancestors did?
That's
You
what
know
I'm saying.
I
We should stop that too.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That's a
Some
heavy
stuff
thing to
does
say.
carry over
heavy thing to say.
generations later.
It does carry over, and yeah, you can't erase like feelings and stigma.
Well, then only Chinese people should be able to use the trains.
Why?
Because we built those railroads.
Built those railroads out of forced
putting
labor.
People's crimes on someone else, that's weird. You know?
That is weird.
Like I can understand hard feelings, like we get that, but you can't bring that into a legal sense. Like that's where it gets weird.
Yeah, so no one's like going after them or anything. They're not, no one's like outraged, but the family themselves were just disgusted to learn that. And they said that
Oh, they're discussing it themselves?
they're disgusted that their family members were even involved.
They put it out there?
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Well, they're just like, I think it's just guilt, like, you know how white guilt, you know? Like they
like
just
white guilt.
it's over.
Our family owned slaves back in the day. Like, why would you tell people that?
Japanese people did some fucked up shit.
To the Filipinos!
Yeah, and to the Koreans, but I don't give a fuck. Honestly, I don't
Fuck you, Joe!
Yeah, I don't give a fuck, because it has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. Yeah.
On Death March? I mean,
yeah.
you got my people from one side of the island and you walked them fucking a hell of miles dying.
In a human sense,
Just kill them. Kill them over
you
here.
don't
Don't
care,
fucking
Joe.
walk across the fucking hot island and kill them.
I'm saying on a human level, it sucks, right? It sucks. Like like a lot of people. There was genocides. What happened to the Jewish people? It sucks, right? But for me to have to stand here and say I am sorry for what Japanese people did. Fuck that shit. I'm born in America.
We put you in an internment camp, so you don't have to.
I don't see, but that's still that they put my like fucking uncle in one or whatever. But I'm like, why should white people apologize to me?
Right.
No.
Or feel sorry for me because my uncle went in there. Fuck that. You know, have that guy who put my uncle in say sorry and they fucking deal with
They
it.
said, I read this thing that said basically, something crazy, like 99% of people, everybody in the history of time, if they can enslave another culture or person,
They'll do it.
They'll do 99% will.
Yup.
The blacks, the Africans, they enslaved themselves.
Yeah.
That's where the white people got the idea from.
It's cyclical, like it's just how it goes. And I was like, that's crazy. It's just human nature
Well, it's
for all
tribal.
of us.
Everyone's tribal by nature, and
I said,
you take over another tribe.
And I said, I'll prove it to you, even us today that think, oh, we're above doing shit to other people. I'm like,
If you have the opportunity, you will take it.
literally, every time people sell a house, say your house goes on a bubble and you know the bubble's gonna pop, you don't care who buys this house. You know the house is not worth $1 million. It's like a $500,000 house. Fuck the next
do you
person.
think-
They can have the house.
Yup.
I'm gonna take the money. They can be a
Why do
slave
you
to
think
that.
in business there's so many fucking like rules and regulations for your employees? Because bosses take fucking advantage of them.
Totally.
You know, and that's like at a basic ass
Prison
level.
systems, like anytime there's a shift in power like that, they treat
They're not human anymore.
Yeah, exactly. They make them like subhuman.
crazy.
Yeah, we need a child labor laws because we would hire kids.
We're crazy.
And then we have machines.
Scum of the earth. It's humans.
We have machines built for child labor. And when we had the Industrial Revolution here in the U.S. and then
Little tiny machines.
yeah, you know we used to work 6 days a week.
Chinese kids, Japanese kids,
No, in America.
Yeah.
kids.
No, America. We would yeah. Kids would work in the factories here. That's why we had to come up with child labor laws. We would work 6 days a week. The only free day we had off was to go to church. We as in Americans, right? And then I think it was Ford, the car manufacturer. He came up with a system of either the 8-hour work week or the 8-hour work day, or he changed it to 5-day work. I don't know, but he revolutionized some shit. A lot of people revolutionize some shit that we take granted for. We don't know. Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
We live in.
Thank God our great grandparents
That's why
fucking
we're all depressed now. We have no more problems, and we're like creating problems.
fuck all that shit.
Lastly, in the movie Us that just recently came
I don't
out.
watch it yet. I want to watch
Yeah,
it.
I won't spoil anything for you.
You saw
but,
it?
I haven't seen it, but
Did you see it?
this article will not spoil anything for you. Other than the fact that one of the lead actresses, Lupita
Nyong'o?
Yeah, thank you. I didn't know how to pronounce that. Nyong'o. Her voice during one of the characters is inciting online outrage, and that's because she plays two characters in the movie. She plays a character named Adelaide, and it's that she's a mom on vacation, and then Red, who is a demon, who's basically Adelaide's evil doppelganger. But when she plays this Red character, she goes into this whole voice and movement. Have you seen it?
Yep.
Okay, so
Tell me nothing.
Is the voice really scary?
So it sounds like a smoker.
Okay.
Like this.
Kind of, it's just very husky.
Then what's wrong with the voice?
Well, so the reason it's inciting outrage
Smoker
is
shaming?
because she says that she got the inspiration from a disease called spasmodic dysphonia. It's not a disease. It's a neurological disorder, and so neurological disorder. And so people with this disease.
Hey, why the fuck are you making fun of us?
She went to a fashion show and she saw Robert Kennedy speak, and he had that voice, and so she's like, oh, that's the voice. And then she told people, and people with the disorder got mad because they're like, yo, that's my life, like, why are you making it an evil character? And so they're just mad that
You're gonna have the kids be scared of me.
It's like, bitch, you already scary. Okay?
Hey, you're mad at the Peter Nyong'o. Look at this guy.
Damn.
That's funny.
yeah, so they're like, oh, thanks a lot, like, you
Yeah,
couldn't.
but okay, well, hold on a second though.
with my voice.
But this is kind of fucking dumb too, because what do you expect actors to do? They're gonna grab inspiration from everything around them.
Yeah.
Everything around
As
them.
actors, don't tell your secrets so no one get pissed off.
I know, just fucking do it and then don't. Okay, I'm just fucking things up right now. All right, hold on a second. All right, continue, please.
Yeah, don't tell your secret because someone's gonna hate on you.
Well, she went into more detail too, where she found out that spasmodic dysphonia was a psychological disorder that was caused by trauma, which actually isn't true. It has been proven to be a neurological disorder later on. But when she thought it was psychological, she's like, oh, great, because my character went through a lot of trauma, and so now she's this like creepy demon, like talks like that character. And so people were like, dude, it's not a psychological, we can't just get rid of it.
Busted
It's
now.
actually neurological, and we can't control that voice that comes out.
If you're an actor,
Yo, that sucks, but it's weird.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's my excuse. Like, it's like, man, oh, I'm sorry, but it's weird, and I'm immature, and I think it's funny.
Well, it's like how you can't pretend to be. You can't pretend to have Down syndrome right now.
I know, but I think it's funny.
No,
Yeah.
but what you can say as an actor, you don't tell them nothing. You just be like,
Yeah.
I just
It's like, where did you get your
I
inspiration?
drew in some inspiration and that
From children.
It's like
just be that kind of act like I just.
Why are people judging us like it's a factual documentary, like it's an inaccurate portrayal of spasm, whatever, phonia? It's a fucking fictional movie.
Yeah. And she says that, oh, it's not going to exactly mirror the qualities of this disorder.
She's
which is
going too deep
inspired
into some
by
shit.
it.
I don't even know how deep she went into the research of that little thing for the
She
boys.
studied with a doctor and also, like a larynx person, and then she also a speech dialect coach. And
She did her job.
Yeah, she-
That's dope.
She did. She wanted to nail the voice without ruining her own
accurate.
voice.
That's why they're like, damn, it's too accurate. That's like Liam Neeson, right? He didn't have to tell that fucking reporter that he wanted to kill a black man. I was like, why'd you say that in the interview,
Why
bro?
would you say that?
Yeah.
Well, her too is like, she's trying to do that flex.
Yeah.
You trying to get that flex, and
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are like,
You're like,
you
wait,
whack.
wait a second.
Why?
And
It's unnecessary flex.
people are like, it's a real disability, and it affects my ability to have a job, and it affects your social life.
Unnecessary flex, Lupita.
Yeah, exactly.
Why can't they look at it on the brighter side? Okay, if she's mimicking this and she's killing these acting roles, why don't all these people with this disability go out and act and be villains in all the other horror?
No.
Get paid! Get fucking paid with your weird
That one
shit.
midget that always was. It was that one guy in the 90s that always played the midget guy.
Say
Can't say midget now, Joe.
Little person.
You know the guy on fucking Conan? The small guy?
Conan.
What is the PC term?
What Conan?
What's the PC term? It's
Little guy.
Little person.
I thought little person was derogative.
No.
Just own your shit. I don't like people that like play victim. Like if that opened up a door, own your shit, go do that.
They don't know how to think that way because they're depressed right now.
Yeah, and some people are like, hey, I wouldn't have even known about this disorder
Yeah.
if it wasn't for all this outrage, because only 50,000 people get diagnosed with it
What?
a year. Yeah.
Cause you know the minute like a movie is hot, like Crazy Rich Asians, all of a sudden Hollywood is looking for every sexy Asian dude out there to open up another series.
Yet to hit us up.
So if she killed it on being the villain in this movie, they're gonna look for anyone that can also do this voice, and there are people that can naturally do this voice.
But they
I
can't
haven't
turn
heard
it
the
off.
voice.
It's literally. I was looking for you for.
Damn, that's insensitive, David.
How can you do that, dude?
I watched the film.
That's like that.
Yeah, it looks legit. I'm not probably doing as well as her because I haven't talked to her.
That's pretty good though. Thank you.
Yeah.
And you've done no research.
Exactly. So Lupita, I could have taken your role. Just to let you know.